What's going on, guys? Today, before this video starts, I'd like to thank this episode's sponsor, Pete from Big Bennett TV. And if you guys don't know who that is, that's me. So I'm here to just tell you, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Just subscribe so that once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can make lots of money, and then I can buy supercars and drive them in the winter. So that's all I wanted to say. Let's get started. The new project I have today is this Honda Civic that it looks like it was already sanded, but no, that's just peeling clear coat. So I got this, no badge. I'm gonna put a badge on it. And then pretty much it's got some rust here on the door. I'm gonna fix that rust off camera. And right here, I don't know what this is, but it's okay. Door handle, whoa, you can hear the rust coming off it. No good. I heard from the previous owner that that this was in like a hit and run or something at the parking lot, and then just spray painted it, and it didn't work. So I'm not gonna touch up this, just gonna paint over it, and I'm gonna paint over that. I already took the badges off. You think that's a badge, but it's not. It's just glue residue. This badge is off. This rust, I'm not gonna do anything to it. I'm just gonna paint over it because, well, it's not worth fixing. And then this, someone was nice enough to do the body work on this side for me, but then I realized like it's not even on there really, so whatever. I mean, it looks good. And there's a rocker panel, or like, I guess you could say sheet metal panel right there that needs to be done. So I'm gonna paint this up. I'm not 100% sure what color paint I'm gonna paint it, but I think I want to go with black on this one, just because I want to do this as quick as possible and as cheap as possible. And if I paint it black, I can paint all the trims too that I would normally want to tape off, like this trim right here. Like all this is glue residue from this had rain guards on, but only one of them had rain guards. The rest of them were like broken and stuff. So all this, I'm just gonna paint it black so I don't have to mask it off. And it'll be good because this will be painted black too. This is all rusty, so that'll be black. The windows will only be the only thing. I can paint this black. The door handles I can paint black. The mirrors, I only have to tape off the lens, so that's good. Those I don't need to tape off. Like all this stuff that if I painted any other color other than black, I'd have to tape it off. So that's why I'm saying I think for this car, black is gonna be the best. Like also the grill, I'd have to tape it off, and honestly, I think it's gonna be black. This one is just gonna be, I'm just gonna make this as cheap as possible. I'm gonna show you guys the receipt for the paint and stuff, because this is gonna be the cheapest paint job on YouTube. So that's what we're gonna do. So off camera, I'm gonna do the body work. And by body work, I'm just gonna put the filler on the door and also on that piece of tack welded metal, and everything else I think we'll leave, because the paint, what you guys don't understand with is the Rustoleum paint or armor coat paint, it sticks to rust. So I made another video painting my RSX orange. All you guys got mad because I didn't sand and stuff. This paint is designed to stick to anything like rust, and it's a durable paint. You can like hit it with a chain and nothing will happen to it. So that's what we're gonna do there. I'll get it prepped up, and we'll probably be mixing some paint. I've got the whole car masked off. I got the supplies, and let me show you, just so you don't think I'm not purposely doing stuff. So I got the lights masked off. I got the wipers. The wipers are exposed because we're gonna be painting the wipers, because simply for that. And we're gonna be painting the cowling too, because it's just better that way. This black trim gonna be all painted. Rust, it's gonna be painted. We're gonna paint only the glass. These are gonna be painted. I was gonna do that body work, but I'm just gonna paint over that, and that's gonna look good. I had to, I didn't want to tape up the lights, so I ended up removing them, but I just broke them off. I know you can do it from underneath, but I just broke them off out of the car on both sides. So that's gonna be easy to paint there. I masked off the third brake light and the plate lights. Now coming over here, this is gonna get painted because it looks terrible. It might look a little bit better black. That's gonna look a lot better. I didn't sand it. I didn't fix that hole like I wanted to. It's simply just because of the time. I'm in a little bit of a crunch. I need to get this painted and out of the garage. So it's not gonna be the best, but the thing is, with the peel and clear and stuff that I have here, it's gonna make things a lot better. So, I mean, literally, there's nothing on this. Well, I mean, it's wiped clean enough. I'm gonna get my girlfriend to paint it so that I can film. I've already gone over and taught her some really good sweeping methods. Let's go over and mix that paint and get started. And now I'm gonna go over the products that I'm using today. And at the very end of the video, I will show you how much I spent on this whole paint job and why it's the cheapest one on the market. I mean, also take into consideration that these prices are in Canadian, so if you're an American or Russian or Hindu, just do the conversion on Google so you will know that it is the cheapest. So I have right here, this is my go-to lacquer thinner. It's good for cleaning your guns, thinning paint, all this. And this was about $9. So that is what I always use. But if you live in a place where you don't have this, you can thin your paint out with gasoline. Everybody has access to gasoline. The only thing is, if you do thin it with gasoline, because I've used it with gasoline, is the shine will not be as glossy as using lacquer thinner. But lacquer thinner is cheaper. Now, I got Armor Coat. This is the alternative to Tremclad and Rustoleum. Here in Canada, you can't find these quarts or 946 milliliter containers of Rustoleum, so we're using Armor Coat. Armor Coat is good for your interior of your car. Read that yellow line. Interior of your car or exterior? We're gonna use it on the exterior, and it's good for metal and rust, bare rust. So that's why I left the rust on the car, because it will stick to bare rust. So now, also the last thing, you gotta have a Bennett's bucket. This is Big Bennett TV, and you wanna have a Bennett 2.6 mixing bucket. So, the ideal ratio for this is 50-50. So that means half paint, half lacquer thinner. But I went really cheap and I'm only using 1 can of this paint. So I'm going to add more lacquer thinner than paint so that the paint goes on, it goes a longer way. So I'm gonna mix up the paint now. I'm gonna put it in the gun, run the compressor, and my girlfriend is going to paint it. This is the moment you have all been waiting for. The compressor has air. The paint is getting cracked. The stir sticks are stirring it up just a bit. It would be a good idea to get this pre-mixed like at the store you buy this from. Like, you know, the paint mixer shaker. That's what you should do. So this is gonna look great. Remember our ratio, 50-50. Leave it like that. Don't make a mess, so put it back on the towel surface. Now, we'll crack this up. Remember, you want to do 50-50, but for this application, we're doing a lot more lacquer thinner, so watch this level. And lacquer thinner, big shout out to lacquer thinner. They should put a better pouring spout on their paint. But look, as I'm mixing this, the paint, it went from like a really thick goop to a consistent water paint. All right, now I've just got this like gun holder. It's not really a gun holder, but we're going to pour the paint and try and not get it all over us, if possible. Wow, this work surface is just like makeshift, but it's working so good. And this is a Harbor Freight gun. This is exactly what you want to have for cheap paint jobs. So now I'm going to leave this up, and I'm going to open the doors up, and Trish's going to paint the car. All right, we are ready. Start spraying some paint, Trish. Done with the paint part. It's still wet. I'm gonna show you pretty much what it looks like. Trying to get the best look possible for it.
DJ.
Yes.
Again, phone. Yeah.
And so we painted over the rust, the lights. That looks a lot better. I mean, it still looks like bad because there's a patch there, but it looks a lot glossier.
Yeah, I didn't do the rust job. I just painted over the problems.
Yeah, good job, Trish. Trish did a really good job. The only thing I would say that Trish needs to work on is her control with the gun, because all these dots, this is all from Trish.
Oh, sorry. Hey, can you tell your subscribers to follow me on TikTok? Follow me on TikTok. It'll be, TJ will put the caption right here, and it's Trisha Perron on TikTok. If you want to see some good content from like me and PJ, give us a follow.
But yeah, so I'm gonna let this dry, and we're gonna tape it off. We're gonna take off the tape and the paper as soon as she's dry, so hang in there. All right guys, so it's the next day, and the paint is a little tacky, like I'm touching it, and well, maybe it's just the tape. Oh, The paint's dry. Yeah. Paint is nice and dry, so I'm gonna set you guys up. I'm gonna take off the paper and we'll take a look at it outside. Yeah, sorry for the wind noise. I was gonna show you the intro by the water, but I just thought I'd just do the montage by the water. It's actually starting to snow right now, but it came out really good in the light. I'm gonna show you every part of this so that you guys don't think it's bullshit. I mean, you can see where there was no clear sanded right here, but that's okay. Everything, like the rust that I painted over, looks great. Even the rust on the door looks great. Now that's why we have made this the cheapest that it possibly can be. Is all this. And leave a comment down below if you guys like the Volkswagen badge. But overall, it's really cheap. I'm gonna go back to the house and I'm gonna show you a breakdown of how cheap this was and show you the proof. Let's get back. And we're back here. This is the aftermath of the garage and what it looks like. Not really a big deal. That's just what happens when you paint. If you want to try and reduce that, just wet the floor before you start painting and it'll reduce that. So now, here is the breakdown of how much it cost me. So, we got AC Rust Black. That just stands for Armor Coat Rust Black. $15.99 for the paint. And then this is our lacquer thinner, $9.29. And the Mies BKT is for the bucket, $3.49. We're not going to add the bucket price in because anybody can use their own bucket. So we're gonna cross it out. I mean, you can use a butter container or anything like that, it'll be free. So that's where we're gonna do that. Then we got our HST, which is for our tax, $4, $33, but we minus the $3.49 from this. That's a $30 paint job. So we paid $30 because tape was free. The flyers we used to tape the windows off were free. We didn't buy sandpaper because we didn't sand the car. So $30 paint job in Canadian dollars. We'll do the conversion rate and you'll see that it's even cheaper than 30 if you live in America. Trish, what are you doing now after you painted the car? Trish actually has her phone set up on the trash can and she's gonna do a dancing TikTok.
I'm trying to, but you're interrupting.
So I guess we got TikToks to make. And if you look here, this is the website I used. Google search, blah, blah, blah. And today, $30 will give me $21.51. So, if you're American, I got the paint job done for $21.51.